It's my first day in Oslo and I'm about ready to head out. Probably a little bit overdressed. Don't know why I put on all my knitwear, just because I'm in Norway. It's probably gonna be a medium to warm day. I think we're gonna reach 20. I'm just feeling very enthusiastic about not having to wear what I feel like it's like being naked, you know, just like a loose-fitted dress. And nah, very happy about the opportunity to wear layers today. I think my first stop is going to be this bakery that I have been to before, and it was the first place I saw when I got off the underground. So yeah, gonna have some buns. So I find myself in Western Oslo. Western Oslo is known to be the posher side, the finer side, the side with lots of fancy schmancy houses. Do you know how you recognize men from Western Oslo? I swear they all wear the same uniform. They wear jeans, because you know they're not two up there, and they wear like sort of casual shirt, you know, button-up shirt, and they will have like a polo jumper tied around their neck, just like hung over their shoulders, and they will have their hair combed back. I can recognize them anywhere. Every time I see someone like that in London, I'm like, Western Oslo. It's never failed me yet. You can tell by when they start talking. I now find myself in a park in East Oslo. I have to say I could totally see myself living in this exact area one day. It's just the pace here, it suits me a little bit better. Like, this is Saturday on a very, very sunny day and it's just so chill. This is Norway on a busy day. So yeah, anyway, I just popped by a yarn shop where I know that fellow podcaster Kristin works. She has the strikketerapi podcast, and of course I completely forgot that, you know, maybe she could be on camera just to say hello and goodbye. Because you know, I kind of had a sort of rule of thumb when doing these vlogs that I don't force people to join. I generally just don't include other people's faces because vlogging can be a little bit intrusive, and I'm like trying not to do that, but it would be nice with a, you know, podcaster meets podcaster, but I'm sure there will be opportunities for that later. And the other thing I've done is that I just popped by the post office because I've been buying a pile of yarn for Hannah, my friend in Australia, also known as the Dyer Circus Tonic Handmade, because she's as obsessed with Norwegian wool as I am, and it's quite hard to get hold of there. So whilst I was posting that, I had a good conversation with the lady at the post office about the advantages of that kind of wool compared to the alpaca that she's been knitting with, and she's like, yeah, it just keeps growing, and I get disappointed with it every time. I was like, yeah, you know, and this yarn, good stuff. I can learn my expertise anywhere. But anyway, I am now gonna have a snack, a drink, a knit, and just sit here and enjoy the beautiful weather that I'm not melting in. It's wonderful. Yeah, got a cast on a pattern for a publication, so I can't show you what I'm working on. Just clocked a guy with the polo jumper over his shoulders, wearing a shirt and jeans and combed back hair. Just saying. And knitting didn't last for as long as I'd hoped, because I realized I'd like a shorter 3mm needle, but that's fine because I just clocked a yarn shop right here, right behind me, so we're just gonna go in there. So that was quite a day. So after I bought those short circular needles, I popped over to Rybak, which is pretty much, I think, the only brick and mortar shop in Norway, at least in Oslo, that's for hand-dyed yarn. And that's what it's for. So of course I had to pop by, because not only does she, you know, hand-dye yarn, and I like yarn, but she hand-dyes yarn specifically on Norwegian woolly wools. My favorite yarns, all of them: Hillesvåg, Aroma, Telespin, you name it. I spent the longest time trying to decide what to get, and in the end I was like, can we just put this aside and I can decide when I come back? Because what actually ended up happening was a lot of people popped in, because it's Saturday, it's what you do when you're at Rybak, and it just became a huge knit night, although in the day, of course. So we just sat and chatted. There was a lot of people who I know from various places and stuff, and we just sat and knitted and talked about all sorts of things, and it was really good. And I may have ended up with a little something that I will be talking more about on the podcast, but I thought you might be interested to see it anyway. It's a beautiful project bag. Okay, you see it? Yes, it is a canvas bag. It's by Rybak Maud, and Maud is the other lady working there. She sews the bags, and she dyes them even. Yeah, she dyes the fabric, makes the bags. I got one in return, in exchange for a review, so I will be using it for a bit before I talk about it and how I feel about it. But so far so good. And I may have gotten a little bit of yarn as well, because some people are just very, very generous, and I am so happy to share that on the podcast. But I thought I'd already share it now because you want to catch the enthusiasm live. So this is a beautiful gradient set, dyed on a base that Hillesvåg have made, I believe, exclusively for Rybak, which is Venul, which is 85% lamb's wool from the Norwegian white sheep and 15% pelt wool. If you're more curious about Norwegian sheep breeds, I suggest you check out Diana Waller's video on Norwegian wool. I also got, and this got me so excited because I had no idea that Laila had put this in, 4 of these beautiful silk mohair balls. And yes, they were in bowls, because the way they've been dyed is that they suck up all the deep blues first, and in the center it sort of catches this aqua color, this really bright aqua color. So actually these are 4 gradients. So we have a gradient set of 50 gram skeins each. We have now 4 gradient silk mohair that are 50 grams each. Is this when I venture into shawl designs? Is that what's gonna happen now? I knew this day would come, but I am like, shawl designs, eh? Is that what we're doing? I guess. Is it gonna have lace? Is that what people do in shawls? Help. But honestly, I am so grateful. Like, I kept like stroking these every time I saw them. They were actually in the background. They were like, they weren't ready to be like out and about yet, and I was like, these are so pretty. They are so gorgeous, and I can totally see some kind of design happening with holding these yarns double, because, well, they're 2 blue gradients. So, and they're actually using the same colorway, they just look very different on the 2 bases. Anyway, that was my day. It was just lots of people sitting and knitting together in that yarn shop until I think 6 in the evening. That's a few hours. Not the longest I've spent in a yarn shop, but pretty close. At least the longest I've spent in a Norwegian yarn shop. So there, yeah. I have eaten dinner now, and I have to do some not so fun admin, because that's just life. And I will catch you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching.